Welcome to Toastmasters. My name is Dwayne Jackson. I've been a Toastmaster since 2010. I joined in January. From Chicago. And this video is going to be for brand new people. First of all, welcome. If you're a brand new Toastmaster, you just joined. Congratulations. You made a really, really smart decision by becoming a Toastmaster, but more importantly, investing and believing in yourself. Second, I'm going to be talking to you, and I'm also going to be speaking to some officers as well. Kind of both. This video can help both. And I want to talk about a big, not just a mistake I see that happens sometimes. I don't know if people are aware of it, but I think it can help new people and also help officers. And that is, I want to encourage Toastmasters to stop exercising their speaking skills and have more of a speaking training mindset. So stop exercising and start training. And so this is what I mean by that. You know, an example of it would be like if you were to exercise, because this applies in anything in life. So if let's say, because I've been going to the gym lately. So if you go to the gym and you don't have a plan, you don't have any intention on a goal, right? You haven't decided, well, I want to lose weight. Or do I want to, if I'm thin, do I want to gain muscle? Do I want to practice for a competition? I mean, depending on what you want to do is going to determine what type of exercises that you should do. So you have some people, they go into the gym and they don't have intentions, they don't have a plan. And what happens is now they just do random stuff. They just look and say, oh, here goes some dumbbells. Let me lift the dumbbells. Oh, there's a little medicine ball. Let me play with the medicine ball. And then ultimately you're exercising, which is good, but you're not getting the proper results that you need. And what happens is you end up quitting because you don't see the proper progress that you really wanted. Why? Because you did not have a plan from the beginning. You did not have an intention. You were not training. You were just exercising. Same thing applies. Let's talk about speaking. What happens is we got to realize in speaking, one of the biggest mistakes that people make, especially I see it when Toastmasters, is they treat the industry like all speaking is the same, right? Because we're all Toastmasters are doing the same exercises. Everybody, you go through speech 1 through 10, and then you pick 2 advanced manuals, right? But the thing is, people have different goals, right? So let's say there's 50. So for example, if your goal is you're joining Toastmasters because you just want to become more confident, and let's say you want to be a comedian or you want to be a stage performer, you want to entertain. Well, the type of training that you do or the type of environment that you're going to be in once you're a comedian is going to be different from a person that maybe wants to be, let's say, a TV talk show host, or you want to have your own video blog, or you might want to be a news anchor. So there's different things that's acceptable in those worlds. So your training has to be a little bit different depending on what you want to do. For example, they say ahs and ums are bad, but if ahs and ums are really bad if you are a news anchor or you're a person that has to read from a teleprompter. You have to train to be reading from that teleprompter. Now, let's say if you are a person who wants to be a comedian or a paid speaker, ums and uhs and ums are okay. In fact, the reason ums and ahs can actually make you more money in some cases. And I say that because if you're selling people products if you're a professional speaker, many people don't want to buy from a perfect speaker. Many people think if you're a speaker and you sound unbelievable if you sound too good. And what happens is they don't want to buy from you because they don't think they can do what you did. Right? So you have to, as a professional speaker, you got to make yourself seem more human. So therefore, you might say some ahs and ums because you want to be more relatable to the average person. And but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. My point is, so ahs and ums are they're not good or bad. I mean, sometimes you can't apply the same exercises for different training. So I want to encourage people to this. First of all, if you are an officer, your club needs to, when you first get a new member, you need to be training people on starting first with what is their vision, why did they join, and ultimately where do they want to be, let's say at the end, 10 years from now, where do they want to be 6 months from now, and then have them fill out those interest level surveys. And those surveys, it gives them ideas to say what they want to improve on, where they're weak, where they want to go. And then even when they're doing their evaluations, customize the evaluations. The manual is great. The manual, I think the manual is awesome. So you want to go off the manual, but also have your evaluators ask people, is there anything specific or unique you want me to look at that's not in the manual based on ultimately what you want to do? So again, like I said, I know people that come in and they want to be comedians. So and they want to develop that skill. So when I'm looking at them, especially if they're more of an advanced speaker, I'm not going to evaluate them exactly the same that I would somebody that necessarily might want to be, again, a teacher or somebody that wants to be like a technical speaker, right? In a certain arena that's very technical. So here's my whole point. So when you first start, you fill out the interest level survey. After you do that, I want you to immediately have your new person, if you're a new person, choose two manuals, the advanced manuals, and look through them. There's 15 manuals. You can go to the Toastmasters website on your own if you like. Just look at the advanced communication series. All right, as an advanced communication library set, there's 15 manuals as of today. I don't know if it changed, but as of today, there's 15. You got an entertaining speaker, speaking to inform, public relations, professional speaker, technical speaker, persuasive speaking, storytelling, humorous speaking, other stuff, special occasion speaking, and more. Public relations, I don't know if I said that. But anyway, look on Toastmasters, you'll see those, or do a Google search. But my point is, you need to pick out, if you're a new person and have an officer work with you to pick out one direction that you really want to go, and maybe find two manuals that can help support that. Okay, if you want to be a comedian, look at the humorous speech, start looking at the, something else, maybe storytelling, looking at those two, and knowing what you need. And even if you don't get those books yourself, you don't purchase them, at least now when you're going through that first manual, which is the Competent Communicator, now you need to be letting people know, right to yourself. And so now you're doing training methods based on what you ultimately want to do. You need to, see, when you train, you need to train based on what your strengths are and where you want to go. Don't train on your weaknesses. People are going to evaluate you and tell you things that you're not good at. But here's the thing. That's okay. You can tighten up those things. It's okay. You want to improve, but don't focus extremely on that as much as you should focus on what you're strong at and becoming even stronger at what you're strong at. So that's the main key, is lead with your strengths, knowing what your unique opportunity and the reason why you're joining, and follow that. Follow that and pursue that and train for that. Meaning, I remember when I was coming up, I was in a competitive speaking with Toastmasters. I actually won the international championship at the division level or district level. I'm sorry, I did that. It was about 5 years ago. I apologize. But what happened was, at first, I was looking at the world champions all the time. I was looking at all these world champions. And so I'm studying them and I'm trying to be like them and I'm learning from them. And they're very smart. I love them. But then someone pointed something out. It was another guy. He was like, I don't listen to the world champions. I said, why don't you? They're good. He said, because they all sound alike. I said, you know what? They do sound alike because they some of them have the same. Now, they don't sound exactly alike, but they have similar goals. Some of them, they're like professional. They speak in similar arenas. And then he said, well, no, I listen to comedians. That's a completely different speaking style. And I said, you know what? I never thought to be looking at other speakers in other areas as well. And you can bring that into what you want to do. So I just say that to say, got an idea of what you want. If you want, you might want to be a pastor. You might want to speak at a doctor in front of nurses and technical people. You might want to speak in front of engineers for a living. You might want to speak in front of children for a living. Whatever you want to do, there's going to be different sort of intricate training that you want to do that's based on that. So start with that, focus on that, and grow from that. With that being said, when you're ever in Chicago, make sure you come to our club, Bold Literary Talkers 708. What is our club? 17708-773-963. I'm so sorry. I'm going to put the number up. You're going to see it up there for my club. Now you can't really thinking, what's our club? Well, we meet on 49th and Lake Park over there. And you can also find us at Bold Literary Talkers, Toastmasters as well. And I am Dwayne Jackson. Also, you can visit any of my sites if you got any questions about speaking. You can hit up a question in this email. On this video. I'll be happy to respond. Also, I got speaking products as well. If you're interested, if not, hey, that's fine. I just want to let you know what's available. But at the end of the day, you continue to be successful and just know you made a great decision. So keep it going.